So we're out here at Hawks Cay, and we're with Tom, and you know what? We're on top of the tower. Tell us why a tower is important.
Well, tower is important for a couple of reasons. One, we can drive from up here. So when I'm driving and looking on a beautiful day, like we have good visibility here, I can actually see fish in the water as we're driving around, and maybe, you know, for exploration purposes, you could see so much more. You can navigate easier because I can see where the shallow water is, the deep water is. But then for a fishing purpose, since we've had the remote control trolling motor, I can have this just right here around my neck, and I can actually stand up here behind me, and even put a cooler up here, and so I am so high. I think that about every foot you get up off of the deck, you're able to see about 10 feet further into the water. So now we're up here, you know, at like eagle's eye view.
So what's unit are you using to run from one to the other? Is that a MotorGuide?
Yes, this is MotorGuide Xi5, and it communicates with the Lowrance units that we have, so we can do all kinds of cool stuff with that, and I can do it all from up here. So I can, just like a guide on a skiff, I can be the guide up here, have the customers down on the deck, and I can see the fish and actually navigate the boat to the fish. I can also use a remote control to stop the boat with the power poles. So what it's done, you know, all this technology, what it's done is it's allowed me to get up into a altitude that, I mean, with the exception of like a tuna tower on a sport fisher, nobody's been able to do this on the flats. So we can get this boat in very shallow water, see bonefish, permit, tarpon, redfish, snook, sharks, anything we want, anything we're looking for, and I can see it from so much further away, giving me and my customers more time to get up there and be ready for that shot. You know, a lot of times in the kind of fishing that we're doing, that might be the only shot you get in the day.
And this should be on every bass boat, right?
It would. That would be awesome. I mean, and I think they would benefit from that. From my understanding, you can't stand on anything in a tournament, and there's a reason for that, because it gives you an unfair advantage. In the redfish tournaments, what we started doing early on, you know, we're fishing out of these little 16-foot skiffs. We used to take a step ladder and do with a turnbuckle down to the deck, and Rich and I would fish on a step ladder, 6 or 8 foot tall step ladder, and you know, just because it was so crucial, you know, in Louisiana or somewhere like that, where if you could see the fish is probably going to bite. I mean, those fish are extremely aggressive up there, but if you get too close to them, you're going to spook them, and a lot of times the water is certainly not what we have here. It's a little tan and stained, it's kind of brown, and a red fish in that kind of brown water can be very difficult to see sometimes. You get up higher and you're able to present a lure in front of it, they're going to bite, and that can be the difference between, you know, winning a tournament and definitely not winning a tournament, is just seeing that one fish in the water. So height is hugely important, and the only disadvantage to the tower is actually fishing in this area where we are. If you were able to look over here, there's a bridge right there, there's a low bridge right here. This boat won't go under these bridges, so on a rough day we have to actually run around the whole island just to get on the other side of that bridge, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but if it's blowing 25 out of the south, everybody gets a little bit wet. So there are advantages and disadvantages in some places, like where we fish in Key West. There is no disadvantage. It's awesome.
If they wanted to find out more about what you do, where would they go?
saltwaterexperience.com.
There you go, check them out.
All right.